Welcome to Capture the Reps podcast, the podcast for fitness creatives by fitness creatives. Each episode, we will dive into techniques, strategies, and behind-the-scenes stories to help fast-track your career. Whether you're behind the camera or in front of it, this is the space to grow, create, and connect. Hit it, Sam. Obviously, thanks for taking time out of your morning here. Are you a morning person? I am, so I'm like freaking out right now. I'm like fine, but
I have to be actually. So I mean, I get up at 2:30 to drive to my fire station. So
I'm sorry, 2:30 in the morning.
My station's 3 hours away.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What, like that commute? Like, do you listen to like some music? Like, do you listen to pot? Like, what do you do?
Like, what if it, actually, I've learned a lot of about video and photos on the way to work because I would do that for a long time.
Yeah,
like tutorials and shit, and then movies. But I have it planted like right up here in my face, so I can still the road, the video.
That's good. That's very responsible of you.
I've been doing it for 11 years and I haven't died yet. So, yeah. So.
But I always like to start like these conversations with how you got into utilizing that camera. Fellow FX guy, smart man, Sony guy, smart man again. But curious as to like if you have some type of like origin story or like what made you first even like pick up a camera.
Yeah, my buddy had a Canon T3i actually that he'd bought. And back in like 2012 when we were at his house and he was just letting us play with it. I remember just snapping a photo and seeing the depth of field. I think that's what drew me in was seeing a blurred background. It was that simple. And I fell in love with that. But yeah, it was a Canon that I originally picked up because he had it. And then he was like, hey man, take it and see where you go with it. And that's pretty much where it started because it took off from there. But that was when I was 23 at the time in 2012. So I don't think it was until 2018 where I picked up my first Sony because my buddy had picked one up, A7 III, and he was videoing it, put it on Facebook, and I fell in love with the way it looked immediately.
So those like, blurred backgrounds, like what were the first like subjects that you would mess around with? Was it like I always tell people like I utilize my dog.
Yeah.
Like when I first started was like my subject. But curious for you, like what did you start using?
No, that's pretty much on par with what it was. First, it was like shooting myself, my face, and seeing the blurred background. But then when me and Tatum went on vacation in 2016 and I brought that T3i with us, which has like no great focus, nothing like that. So all you see is like me zooming in, zooming out, trying to manually focus on our vacations, which still was pretty cool. Like I loved it, but it was her, I think she was my first subject for the most part, just in Utah, like Bryce Canyon. But then when I moved to the Sony, I only at my station. I worked 2 fire jobs at the time, so I was at a station like 96 hours of the week. So there was dogs that would run in and out of the station, so I would just shoot them. So yeah, same thing.
What kind of dogs?
I mean, I don't even know. They were the neighbors' dogs that they never kept up. So they just came over, we'd feed them, and then they would piss off, go somewhere else.
Yeah, just your average neighborhood dog. All right. Yeah.
I think so. If you're my film page, I think I have like a couple of videos of them from the very beginning of them. But they'd come hang out, and I'd shoot them, and then they would leave. But
hey, that's great. You're working in a plug. We're like 3 minutes in. You're already working into a plug to like come check out your Instagram. So that was smart. That was well
I didn't even. Not even when I was like, man, I think they're just down there somewhere. But yeah, it's more.
So and that was like what the time where like travel, like vlogging, films, like that's when that was like really popular, right? Because I'm trying to think of like when that like phase of like creativity was.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I think I followed like some other guys named Cody Blue and stuff. And yeah, that was around that time. They would just film everything. And then, yeah, it was 2018 to like 2020, something like that.
Yeah.
No, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Cause I actually do remember that name too. I don't know if that was like a random, like, I'm on YouTube and like the discovery page or whatever. I don't know what see, I already sound really old. So I don't even think it's called that. You know how like, I don't know if you've noticed this, but like as we get older, like we'll start messing up like what things are actually supposed to be called. And we'll just kind of like play it off. Someone has to like come in and correct us. That's been like me the past like couple of years. But I feel like whenever we, we as creators, it's like just like photo video people, like we go through these phases, right? So like at the very beginning, we buy all this stuff. And we're like, well, I need this. Well, what if I had this? I could be able to do this and that. And then you get a little bit more into it. And then all that stuff that you bought like initially you're like, how do I get rid of this stuff? I don't need all this stuff. I want to do less. I want to have less things. So you go through this other phase of just getting rid of stuff and becoming more efficient. So that's the first thing I think of when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I got a room full of that shit, man. Like like you're saying that, and I bought all this stuff because I watched a guy making like product photography shit, like sweet ass videos in After Effects and stuff, and I bought all this stuff, started making. I was like, I hate this. I hate all this, dude. This is bullshit. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to be trapped in here, man. I've got two tube lights that I use every now and again now, but they were like $800 lamps. Basically, I'd use them to light my workstation. So
yes. So what's in your like go-to like setup right now, like your go-to kit? Like what would you tell someone who's entering into this world, knowing all the vast information you are, given that you're going on 28, big wink, and all that kind of stuff?
Dude, lately, since like shooting all these events, man, it's been like run and gun. You know what I mean? I've built up a huge kit, and now I've kind of started to break it a little bit more down. But it was like I have my FX3. For like all these CrossFit events, I've been sticking with the 24-70 for the most part, like the whole time. You know what I mean? It's a nice range. Get a wide picture, being able to get more intimate shots of them, like, something more. You can see the internal struggle, if you know what I mean. Like a lot of my shoots, I'll have that like sweating, bending down. But that's pretty much been it. Like a monitor, my mic, 24-70. That was like all I've been running around with. A good mic.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's similar to mine. I have like the making up for whatever, my ridiculous setup that you don't need. That's overkill, that I carry around. But no, that's a quality setup. I mean, that's kind of like the same thing. So you mentioned like competitions and stuff like that. Like it seems as though, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like you've done a lot of creative stuff like outside of the sports and CrossFit world. Like how did you come into, the CrossFit sports world? And then how have you like what attracted you to it? What got you initially like through it? And then what's your experience been? Because I think we're both similar. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, where it's like, we're fairly new to like going in with CrossFit. So what's your experience been like and all that kind of stuff? Sorry, there was like 7 questions. I typically don't ask.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to do
like, well, this is great because these are the times where I can filibuster and I can kind of continue to talk while you're formulating right now. And I can just kind of have this internal conversation, but also bring it up with my voice here so that people listening right now think I'm insane, which if they know me personally, they already know that I'm insane. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm like, let me see where I started into it. So like getting into the fitness world. Well, I'd started by, I don't know if you know who Lobo Films is. Carlos, he was like, I think I came up with his videos, or Peter McKinnon first.
Yes.
Like that was like the first guy I'd ever seen. So I think I just started going out and shooting whatever I could to try to make it look cool with my environment. And then obviously I had friends that already did CrossFit. So I kind of initially started in a little bit of fitness. I saw Lobo Films. If you check him out, his stuff like from back in the day was phenomenal, man. It was just high energy, high paced, super cool effects, sound effects. So I started to dive into that with my friends that worked out because I only hang around people that exercise. So that was all I could shoot. So once I started doing that and getting a little bit better at it, I think it kind of attracted a little bit of attention from some people to like, hey, it's pretty sick. Will you shoot some shit for me? You're like, yeah, cool. But then, let me see your questions here. But Jacob from Hercules.
You don't have to nail all the questions in one answer.
Yeah.
But it's more like, how'd you get into it? Like, what got you?
Yeah, I was like trying to be linear. You know what I mean? I don't want to like Tarantino.
It's all good. Hey, listen, in case you haven't noticed, our conversation is literally gone like this. And then we come back to the main road, right? And then you go off.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah, I never had a recorded conversation with somebody online. Like, I don't want to fuck it up and deviate. You know what I mean? I've got ADHD real bad like everybody else does.
Hey, listen, I'm on pre-workout right now. I just got smashed in a workout. Literally, like, had to like be scraped off the ground. So,
I love it, man. I think I kind of started hinting. I was like, hey, man, if you ever need like a second shooter, I'd love to come hang out and like see what the competition world's all about. And I was kind of just trying to get into it. And then one day he was like, hey, I need a team for the Masters games in 24. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll do that. dude, super nervous, right? Like, and that was my first event, was Masters CrossFit Games. So I kind of like got thrown to, the wolves, it felt like, essentially. And then when I showed up, I'm sitting at a table with all these guys that have been doing it for forever. Like Cooper did it, dude. I think he's the one that really elevated my work. Cooper's phenomenal, dude. Very helpful. Editing next to that guy was like, I'm beginner, and he was like way up here because he'd already worked with all the like athletes in Tennessee and shit. But the Masters Games, like, fast paced. That was my first.
Yeah,
and then I fell in love with it, man.
What were some like initial stories then from that experience? Like, was there any times where you were like, whoa, or like, what did you learn from getting in and that being your first competition?
Yeah, so I initially, you always want to make a story, right? Like with your work, and I didn't give a shit about that at first. I was like, I just want to make cool stuff. Like, I don't care about stories. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's dumb. Well, that was me being stupid. I'd put out an edit, which I thought was all right, and it was all right. But then I'd seen Cooper's video, and I was like, I feel something from that. Like watching his videos and people that behind his camera, I was like, man, that feels different. So I was like, that's what it's like to make it. And his video went crazy. And all of a sudden it just started turning the wheels in my head. And then I went to a different direction immediately. And then he was like, oh, like, I showed him something and he enjoyed it, which made me feel good because I was like, this guy's fucking awesome. So yeah, I think that's what really changed it for me, was like putting a story together at an event, which I didn't think was possible at first, because like it's just people exercising, who gives a shit? But then seeing someone cross a finish line, you know what I mean? Like winning their event and just seeing all that hard work pay off when they crossed was like real emotional. I was like, oh shit, this is different. Like, you know what I mean? That's what changed it for me and started to.
So it was like it was a mind shift, like mindset change, where it was like, okay, instead of me just trying to capture like cool little moments here and there and just make really dope things and make it look really cool, it's like getting that emotional connection, taking out physical like shots, but also telling some type of story, which is obviously one of the most overused phrases ever, but it's the best way of it, is that kind of thing. So you have that learning experience at Masters. What's next? Like, how do you implement that feedback? Do you start, filming at different CrossFit gyms? Like, what's the next step?
Yeah. I started doing other events. That one kind of took off because then I met some other guys like Tega and Stutters and some other dudes at those events that I got. Like, we started to hit it off pretty quickly, and they started to hit me up for the events. But I think I started paying more attention to the athletes while they were exercising. You know what I mean? Like, you can see the internal battle going on with them. And so I wanted to start to capture more of that emotion, and not just lifts, but more the emotion that they were going through in the middle of a workout. Like, those high level events, those like, they're giving it everything. So it's like, when you start seeing that behind the camera, man, I'm over here like, like, these people are going through it, and we all know what that feels like. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
And they're kicking ass. So I started to implement that in all of my other events following forward. You may see that in some of the work I do now. Like, man, someone like hunched over, squinting, I'll try to kill off the music right there. And then they'll stand up. Like, you're like, all right, we got to get back to it. And then I'll build again from there. Like, I think I've done that in quite a few recently, like Desert City and stuff like that. So
nice. Good plug in there too. Desert City, great competition. Phoenix, Arizona.
Dude, one of my favorite, actually.
Adam's gonna hate me that I don't know the actual dates physically off the top of my head. Sam will go ahead and put that down here. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah. Dude.
No, but so you bring up an interesting point that I haven't really considered before. But how has like doing fitness on your own and like doing CrossFit on your own and that kind of thing, like, how has that factored and helped you with filming and understanding what these athletes are going through?
I think because I know at a certain point what's about to happen next, or like what they're, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on. I know they're either going to push a little bit harder, or they're going to have to like take a break, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I know this guy's looking at him right now. I know that's a pain in the ass, and he's either going to power through it or have to like emotionally get his shit together, her shit together. Like, yeah. And there's a moment of like coming to Jesus there, man. And I'll bring up that right there because I work out with James. James is an elite CrossFit Games. He's been in the games. That shit sucks trying to keep up with him. We're in his garage, and he's got limited equipment. So I'm having to go at his pace, which I'm not a fan of. That shit is awful.
Understandably, yep.
Like the other day we were doing rope climbs. I'm bleeding all over my fingers are cut and bleeding from the ropes. I'm bleeding on my pants, and he's still just fucking. But anyways, I just went off on a tangent. Where was I going with that? Oh, I was talking about like the emotional. My coach Amanda that I'd done with CBG Nutrition, I got shots of her at Monster Games, man, and you could tell she was struggling. She was getting at it, and then she started to like cry, like she was gonna quit, and then it completely went away. She was like, "Nah, fuck that," and then got back after it, and I was like, "Dude, that shit hits me real hard." Like,
yeah,
you could tell she was here, and then she was like, "Nah," and then right back up. Was like, okay.
Yeah, and it's that relatability, that ability to understand what a athlete is going through. That we on a lesser scale. I mean, we're not like
yeah, exactly.
We're not the people that we film. The people that we film are ridiculous in everything that they do, but we at least we can relate on a smaller level to that type of internal struggle. And then I think, to your point, that allows us to capture those emotions a lot in a better way, in a way that we know someone can actually it moves the story forward and have that type of idea with it. Because it's an emotional sport out there. Like sometimes, you think that you have your fitness at a certain level and then you get humbled real quick. Like I was saying this morning, Chase, let me tell you this morning, literally,
let's hear it.
It was a double under and muscle up workout. Double unders are 180, 60, kind of goes down that way. So you're going between bar muscle ups and double unders, which double unders for me, it's always a struggle. I have great calves, like aesthetically.
You do.
But thank you. That's the one thing probably, right? But the actual practice of the double under, it's bad. And I have this tendency of always breaking the rope. And when I say break the rope, like the rope handle falls off. It's happened to me the past 2 double under workouts. So again, happened this morning, which actually was a nice break for me, but that's a whole nother story. But the bar muscle ups with that combo just really didn't do me very well, because the bar muscle ups was 4, 6, 8, 10. So it went up, and then the double unders went down, but it started at 102, and then you work your way up and down. So needless to say, I was in front of the fan. There was a second part to the actual workout, class was still going on. I was at the fan just looking deeply into the abyss. Relatable to what you filmed for in the past, that type of idea. Yeah, I was humbled. So that honestly, going through that experience now makes me relate to the athletes a lot more. At least that's what I tell myself. And then you can write that off as a business expense. So you're good.
Exactly, man. Yeah, but and right when you're filming that, what this person's going through and what they're about to do, especially when they finished. That was another thing I learned from other guys. I think it was even Tega who had told me, he's like, man, if you can, when they go across the finish line, keep your camera rolling. You are going to waste a little bit of memory, but you never know what's going to happen after that. And one of his videos hit millions of views because I think after the athlete had finished, she'd rolled off, she was chilling there, and all of a sudden she just looks down and pulls her, and her pants are ripped from her ass up to her to the front. And it was a phenomenal shot, but that's aside from an internal struggle. But it was just keep your camera rolling. You never know what you're going to catch. But one of my favorite endings to a video was at Desert City when all the elite athletes won that last event. And I knew every one of them, when they were going to finish, they were 100% right. And I think that's how it ended the video, was them laying down there, going through that struggle you're talking about right there, just breathing and coming down from it. But it's so sick to capture.
Yeah.
I used to think it used to be about us. You know what I mean? What am I going to get? And I was like, nah, man, I'm making it about these guys. It's about them. It's about what they're going through. They're in the arena right now. So super awesome to see. It's electric.
It really is. And you make a good point. We are simply there to document. We shouldn't make it about us. We shouldn't be in the way. We shouldn't our presence shouldn't be felt in a lot of ways. Maybe in certain ways, it depends what kind of, I guess, medium you're going for. If you're more documentary and you're actually doing interviews and stuff like that, you should probably insert yourself a little bit. But for the most part, for the Instagram highlighting things, we shouldn't be inserting ourselves. We should just be a fly on the wall type scenario. At least that's my style. I can't speak for everybody, but that's
No, I
kind of
like that. I like that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I think that's awesome. That's a good way to put that. Like, just stay
Thank
back
you.
and let the.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. I've learned a lot from you too, man. Like being in that room with you is super cool. Like I love
Well,
being in the room.
whenever I'm sweating on my 7th energy drink, freaking out, twitching. Yeah.
Dude, that's how it goes. I lose like 7 pounds when I go to any one of these events. I'm like, I don't know about you, man. I feel like dog shit when I get home, but it's great. The whole weekend is great until I get home.
I don't know if you've ever done like weddings like in the past, but it reminds me of like the day after you film a wedding. There's like this thing where like everyone that went to the wedding, if they partaked in said activities, they might be a little bit, let's say, hungover.
Mm-hmm.
You as the videographer in that scenario and photographer, it's like you also feel that hangover, but from a completely different reason. It's just because you're just like, you're always on, right? Like you have to be ready for, and that's kind of how we are too. It's like we're always on. Once we leave that media tent or that media area, we're in the pit or we're on, for your case, on the floor, humble brag. For those type of things, like you're like scanning everything, your awareness. So how do you like, what would you tell someone that is, going onto the floor for the first time and wanting to create some of the amazing things that you create? Cause you're incredibly talented at what you do. Like you are.
I appreciate that.
It's been really cool to like see everything that, you've put out specifically with Desert City, just got a little bit more involved with that, but also like Wadapalooza and things like that. So what would you tell someone that's about to enter the floor, let's say, for the first time?
Like physically on the floor? I just want to make sure I follow. Yeah, like just getting out there.
No, not like on a 70 to 200 in the media pit trying to go across 7 lanes and filming that one that's on the opposite side of everything. Not that I'm speaking about anything specific or particular.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Well, like for me, being on the floor, I like to know the workout at least beforehand, right? Very least know where they're going to be moving and stuff like that to not necessarily be in the way. But I mean, I like to get in there. Like a lot of us, like I like to be in the action if I can, while while being mindful of everything around you, right? Like obvious reasons, people are running up and down those lanes, but trying to get those tight shots and get like a wide, and then the emotional tight shots. But I think it's just getting out of the way, man. That's what I can bring it down to while getting in there, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Yeah. It's a healthy balance. It's like get your shot and then get out of the way, be mindful. So for those workouts, then, before you hit the floor, like, are you looking at the workouts beforehand? Are you getting there early and maybe watching, like, if there's like a, RX intermediate or like a different heat going like earlier? Are you trying to see the movement and like floor? Like, how do you do that, like scouting report of like what's about to happen?
Yeah, I've tried to go on their Instagram if they post a which they all post a workout. So I'll try to at least read that workout. But if I can't, then yeah, like I said, I'll do some scouting firsthand. I've even asked like some of the judges or some of our MCs. I'm like, hey, what are they about to do? What's the workout real quick? You know what I mean? So that way at least I know to get anything out or where I can be. But I mean, sometimes you get caught up in the middle of it, right? Because it's super exciting, or someone's like hitting a PR, and I'm trying to, you're trying to stay in there but you don't want to lose that shot. Right, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'll try to get an idea from whoever's around me.
Yeah. And with that, so that balance of getting the shot and then also being mindful, like, how would you say you go about doing that? Or like, what advice would you give someone that's never done it before?
Shit, man. It's you're like,
is there a way to like practice that? Like, do you practice that at a gym? Like, what's like a helpful thing that you would tell somebody?
Oh yeah, that's good. Actually, yeah. So at the gym, that's definitely, I think, where I started getting a little bit better at it, practicing it, was knowing the lanes. I think even trying to keep if you can, I know it's crazy, but trying to keep an idea of where the other competitors are in the workout, if that makes sense, because I've seen some of what they have to do next, so I know how much time I have to get into the shot that I want with a specific athlete and then get out. Like if I'm shooting packages, right? So like I can see them, okay, I know where they're at, get in, and at least get back out.
Yeah, but no, that makes sense, because you would have like the progression, right? There's like there's a progression through the floor of them like moving down. There's like a rep counter. There's, to your point, the judge. All of those things as like little tools that you can use in order to make sure like you're getting that. So that's a great point. That shot variety that you mentioned too. Do you have like a setup for that? Like a set rule? Like, hey, I want to get at least a tight, a wide, a medium. Like, what is your thought process before you go back into the editing with your dope headphones that you wear? Cool. I'm like,
my AirPod Maxes.
Yeah, I mean, I have AirPods, which is like you pulled those suckers out at Desert City and you like put them on your head. I was like, okay, it's that whole level. I just look amateur. Like, what are we doing?
I was just irresponsible with my money, man.
But, well, we all are, right? Like that's our thing.
Correct. Jacob had 2 pairs of those at the Masters games because I think I was using my old Sonys, which I don't even know if they had noise canceling, but you have the fucking workout music going on. I'm like, I can't hear shit. He let me borrow a pair of those, which was a mistake because then I immediately bought them when I got home. They were like $450. But I mean, they are phenomenal, right, for being able to edit while having workouts going in the back. But as far as my shots, though, I watch a lot of cinematography, I guess. You know what I mean? Like movies and stuff. And like you can create emotions with the shot you're getting, right? So I do like to show everybody the action as a whole with a wide shot in there while trying to crop vertical, which sucks, but I'm getting like wide shots if I can, and then also like really tight shots of the actual equipment that they're using, mixing those in and out. So like I'll try to even make match cuts. So if I see like wide shot of someone doing like say a muscle up from afar, in the middle of it in the same spot, cut to a tight shot of them doing that same muscle up almost in the same exact spot. So I'll mix and match them like that too. So you can get a wide shot of what they're doing, tight shot of the action. That's kind of what I stick to.
How do you prevent from overshooting then?
I don't.
Okay.
I do and I don't. I guess if the workout's kind of simple and I'd say boring to a certain extent, but if it's like you got the C2 bike or the Echo bike, and like handstand walks, if it's something simple, then I know I don't have to really overshoot that shit because no one needs to see a whole bunch of this the whole time and then a bunch of walking. So, but I think if it's a very fast, like some of the other workouts have been like a 3-minute time cap on something crazy, I'll overshoot the shit out of it because I don't want to miss any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But 15 minutes of like 3 movements, yeah, you can kind of control that.
For sure. And there's nothing wrong with overshooting at all. It's like everyone has their different style. And like, especially when you're the person that's shooting and editing, it's like you already kind of know what you have when you leave, right? When you transition from the floor to the computer, like you have kind of an idea. Do you ever go like that thought process of like, do you know what you want to create before you step out there, or are you kind of creating on the fly while you're filming?
I have. Yeah, that makes perfect sense because I think being in the game now for 2 years, I think I have a pretty broad idea of what I want before I go out there, and then I start looking for it when I get out there, like the things I've explained with like their emotions and like the movement, because all the movements are the same, right? We know what the workout's going to be when we get out there, so it's like I'm looking for like who's having an internal struggle, or you know what I mean, or who brought their fucking A game and they're getting out there, and you're like, oh, dude, that person came here to win. So looking for that for the most part, because I mean workouts are all the same exact thing, but
no, for sure. And so like now that you've been to like a good amount of competitions now, are you still like a full-time firefighter right now as well?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a full-time firefighter driving 3 hours to go to work whenever you're on, and then you're working as a videographer whenever you're not there?
No, when I'm there too, if I can, because it seems to be like anytime I open my computer to do something, somebody falls and shits themselves. Every time, dude. No fail.
Action, or like, is there other things that happen?
There's so much more action, but I have, you know what I mean? I'm not like, we have a lot of old people in our area, unfortunately, and that happens daily. You know what I mean? I love them. They're great. They're great people. A lot of them are, but they fall and they do to themselves, and we got to be there for them, which we are. You know what I mean? But we get poop on us a lot. That's the game. Yeah. But I'm trying to edit while I'm at the station too, and sometimes I'll stay up late, like one in the morning, try to go to bed, and immediately get a call when I put the covers over myself. So, but I juggled 2 of those jobs for the longest time, which I actually thought about before we did this interview was, I think I could have gone further in videoing had I worked harder, but I was doing 2 of those jobs and I was a bag of shit when I get home from work, man, or even at work. Just 2 days on, I'd take a day off, and then I'd go another 1 or 2 days at a part-time fire department and just get my dick kicked in the whole time over there too. And then people would kind of want to get work done with me, but I'd put it aside for the longest time because I was so tired and didn't want to do shit. And then I lost a couple of clients like that, which sucks, man, but that was all on me, just being too damn tired, which isn't a good excuse. I know people are doing the same shit with kids and a family. You got a wife and stuff, and you're still kicking ass. I was just being a little bitch about it, like I'm tired.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think you got to also realize the amount of time you're actually spending like at work, at being a firefighter, and like stress that probably adds to your life as well. Like you gotta balance that. Doesn't sound like it, no offense. Is there anything you're doing that's been like a good way of like balancing between those two? Or like, have you found like some good techniques and things? Because I think for the majority of people that do what we do, at least right now, we all have something else as well. It's not like we're just going from competition to competition or gym to gym. Like we have like the CrossFit world, but we also have this other area in which, we make an income or we have other interests, etc. Anything that like kind of has helped you balance those two?
Yeah, like shooting my friend's small businesses and stuff, man. Like I've gotten into that. Like, buddy makes targets for like deer hunting, steel targets, to shoot that. Like that's super fun. I think I really love helping people's businesses. If I'm helping them, right? I hope the video's cool, but they want video, they want content for their stuff, and then I do some for my buddy's AC company, man, and I love it. I don't know what it is. It's just I know they want to get better. They want to grow as a business. They got and just shooting stuff for like air conditioning and heating and stuff, and like going out there and following them and doing that, but still trying to make it interesting, like not corporate-y. And that's been, I think I thoroughly enjoy that because it's like they're helping me, I'm helping them, but seeing their businesses grow. One guy, he came to me, he's like, dude, everybody loved that video. You know what I mean? I think I did something, it was like B-rolly with music from, what's that with the Hugh Jackman, the musical?
Oh, Les Mis.
What?
Les Mis?
Maybe? It was a song from, no, it was the other one. Damn, I can't even think of it. But I used a song from that, did some cool stuff with him on a roof with AC, and everyone was like, dude, I need to get my AC done now. Like, holy shit. So that's pretty awesome.
You just outed me as a Les Mis fan. Now everyone's going to make fun of me for that.
Honestly, man. That's on you, dude.
It's a great musical. Gotta see it in person.
As far as like balancing it out, you said though, I think what helped me was carrying my rotator cuff, honestly. Like I went through a pretty bad depression around like August 23 to like December, man. It was a pretty rough time in my life. I went through some shit. And I was trying to like work out more be healthy. I was doing like, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for like almost 9 years now. So I was trying to get better. And then one night at open mat, man, tore my rotator cuff like completely off, just sheared it. And I had to quit my other job, which I was like, man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about money. You know what I mean? I was like, well, shit. But I had to saved up money for like 3 months, got the surgery end of December 23. And then after that, my other job was like, hey, man, well, turn in your gear. You can come back whenever you're healed. I was like, hey, man, I don't think I'm going to come back. I need to make this work. And that's the year it happened. Like I was shooting in a sling. Like for 6 weeks, I had my arm up in a sling and I was shooting on a gimbal. I had to have a gimbal the whole time. But then it took off after that. Like I had to dive into it. I didn't have much of a choice because I wasn't making the income. Like another $2,500 a month I lost. So I was like, fuck, I'm just going to shoot with one arm. And I started to, got better, did more tutorials. I'm sitting at my computer like this, fucking editing with my hand up in a thing, still trying to get after it, man. And that's when it really took off for me. And that was exciting. I think tearing my arm was probably the best thing to happen. So I had to quit the other job. And I made the choice not to come back.
That's a crazy story. So what gave you the courage then to do that? Because that's a pretty courageous thing, especially when, you're only operating with one arm. Like what was your why? Like how were you able to do that mentally?
Dude, because I've been wanting this for like shit, when did I, 23? I've been wanting to do it for like 4 or 5 years, and I kept making excuses, being tired and all this shit. And I was like, dude, I'm miserable being at 2 fire jobs. Like, it's cool helping the public, but you're like, I'm not sleeping. It's killing me slowly. I was like, I got to make this work, man. And I don't know. I took the dive for it. Like, that's pretty much all it was. It was like, dude, I'm scared shitless. You know what I mean? Hopefully I can make rent and stuff, because firemen don't make a lot of money. I don't know if anybody knows that. It's shit. But I was like, dude, I'm just going to keep filming, putting it out there, and then trying to like put in people's ear if I can help them at events. And then finally it did. Like, my buddies at like with the bow and arrow. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those videos on my channel, but super cool, man. He's a badass dude. He's another fireman who has his own company making gates for people. And he was nice enough to just start like paying me to make him some stuff, man. And it was like, that was kind of saving me. I mean, he doesn't know that, but it was like keeping me afloat, him paying me to give him content. And then people were seeing that, and it was able to get me more jobs. And then Jacob from Hercules brought me on in August, and that's what really like took off. So it was just taking a risk, man. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have a choice. I have an arm. I couldn't work anywhere. So.
And then you're also reaching out to like friends and family for support, right? So like, you know, how did that Jacob relationship even start? Like, how'd you guys meet? I know he's in Tech. Is he by you, like in Texas?
Yeah, I mean, no. Like,
I know
Texas
it's like in the middle
is like
of nowhere,
the biggest state in the
like
the biggest state in the planet.
He always tells me he has to drive like 7 hours to go to a local airport. I'm like, all right, buddy.
Dude. Yeah, we were just texting about that like the other day because we're doing Del Mar. He's like I think 5 or 6 hours south by the border of me, so like he's far. But he said he'll drive however far San Antonio is from him, maybe 4 or 5 hours. What I think he said, to get a cheaper flight by like $500-$600, which I was like, I mean that's a haul. But he was doing other stuff for some other people, and I don't know. I think we started following each other a while back, and then finally he just kind of asked me if I wanted to help him, and I was like, yeah, dude. So it's been the way ever since. That's how I met you, man. Like going to desert.
Yeah.
Super cool. But as soon as I walked in the room and saw you and you were already like being a smart ass over there, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like this guy a lot, dude.
Yes. Yeah. If you can appreciate sarcasm and delivered in a very straightforward manner where my face remains the same, it drives my wife nuts. But for people that have an appreciation for that, I'm your guy. So it was really like reaching out to people. Like, it was showcasing your work, right? So I'm assuming you were like posting your work and things like that. That helped you get noticed, and then also not being afraid to reach out to people and just have like a DM, a conversation. Was there anything that like you saw as like a helpful thing, like a certain, like maybe not like coming out and just trying to be like, hey, I'll do this for you, I'll do that for you. Like, was there a certain way that you communicated that was effective?
Yeah, I think at first it was like coming out and offering people like a very discounted price. Like, hey man, I'm trying to get some work. I don't want to charge you a whole lot, right? Like I don't even think I was that good. Still don't. But I was like, hey, I can make you something. It'd be like, I'm trying, man. Like, I'll shoot you this for like $150, and it was like a minute-long video, and so like, yeah, sure, that's awesome. And then we just started building off that. And then someone else told me I was crazy for charging that little. I was like, dude, right now it's better than no money. I can't be picky. I'm not a master of this craft. I got to start somewhere. And then it started to progress, started charging more. But I think it was just diving in and charging very little, like I think a lot of us do.
Yeah. No, it's been something that's been echoed, in a bunch of different episodes. The idea of a free to fee type scenario, or a discount, knowing that you're playing the long game. So really, like, the overarching theme is like the courage to have to bet on yourself, and then the I guess the hunger to keep going and keep learning and keep getting better. Because that's one thing that you've mentioned a few times, is like that hunger to like always keep pushing and keep like doing more and like learning more and all that kind of stuff. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're like, I get better, I can charge more, but I also want to give the clients, right, something worth that money they're spending. Because maybe you've dealt with it. So a couple of people, you tell them like, hey, it's gonna be $500 for like a minute, and they're like, oh man. But like, dude, I promise you, I'm going to do everything I can to make that $500 go a long way. You know what I mean? Even like, I'm gonna give you some good shit. I promise you. So that way, you know where your money's going.
Have you noticed any type of like characteristics you like in clients? Like your your best clients have like these type of personality traits or stuff that you look for, whenever you're having those initial conversations?
I think it's like creative freedom, right? Like we all have picky clients, but like some of the guys are like, just give you free range, which is awesome, which I don't expect that from everybody. Like some people have their expectations, but it's kind of like, hey man, I love that. That's great. You know what I mean? But I do like some direction too. Some of them are like, hey man, do you mind if you change this a little bit? I'm like, dude, 100%. Like you paid for it. I'll help you. Like no big deal. I know a lot of people are really picky about making changes and stuff, but I'm not so much, but I'm like, hey, if small things every now and again, not just change the whole damn song, but.
Oh, that's the best one is
like,
do you mind changing the song?
You're like, that's my first question I'll lead with a lot of the times. Do you have a preference in music? Because if you don't, I'm not changing this shit once I put it in there.
Yeah.
So if you tell me do whatever, I'm going to do whatever.
How do you establish that creative freedom then? Is that just something you like say like out the gate? Like, hey, I don't want to speak for you. So like, you tell me.
No. Yeah, no, some people, they lead with that. They're like, dude, you're the mastermind behind it. Do whatever. And that's where some of those clients go to. But then you have other ones that will have expectations like, I need this. I need to color this way. I need this look, which is fine. But the other ones just tell me right off the bat. I'm like, hey, what are you looking for? They're like, dude, I like what you post. Do that. Or I give them two options. Here's something a little more subtle, or here's some high speed shit. And they're like, I like that one. Cool. Yeah. I'll make you that, dude.
Yeah, I operate the same way. Like I'd much rather, as long as they tell me up front, like, hey, this is like our style. Like,
yeah,
as long as we have all these conversations happen beforehand, right? Before we engage in any type of like filming or, taking photos or whatever. It's like, here's our look. We want you to match this look, or here's some of the stuff we've done in the past. We want something similar to this, but incorporate your style or whatever. As long as there is, to your point, that some of that direction, like, yeah, I'm the same way with that.
You're like, that's beautiful. Like, yeah, Woz is pretty particular in how they want their stuff. So, I mean, I've done it 3 times now, and I think I'm getting it to the point where I kind of know what they want, right? But they're very particular. Like, it's got to be high energy. It's got to be fun. You got to make people want to be at this event, which is, I totally, I get. Colors are the biggest thing. It's a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? If they want it to look a certain way or certain warmth to it, and you're like, hey man, I'm kind of fighting physics here because it didn't look like that in the environment, but I'm fighting against it. That kind of gets to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. You're like, it was kind of cloudy, man. It's a little bit cooler when it's a little cloudy, but now I'm putting warmth in there. I feel like it looks like dog shit.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean,
my name is on it.
Yeah, like your name's on it and all that. So it's good that you're having that conversation, giving a little bit of pushback. And I'm sure they kind of meet you in the middle, somewhat in that too.
Yeah, they try, right? You're like, I want to give you what you want, man, but it's going against reality a little bit sometimes.
Yeah. How has that experience been overall with Waza? Because I know that started last year, or you said this is your 3rd year now.
3rd time. So I started it last year, 25. So it was January, and then I did SoCal, and then I did Miami again. So Miami, SoCal, and Miami, I love that event, man. It's awesome. Especially I'm working under Steven Stover. Don't know if you know that guy.
Oh, I know him. Good guy.
Love that guy, dude. Fucking 3rd event with him, man. We were like, I love that dude so much.
What's great about him is like, I'll be like in the media pit or whatever. And like, he's on the floor. He's probably, he's got the earpiece in. He's like, communicating with all these people. He'll always take the time to say like, hey, what's up? Like, yeah, he could be a certain way where it's like, hey, I'm at this level, I'm at this status, like all that kind of stuff. But like, he's so down to earth, such a humble dude, especially for how talented he is. Like it's crazy.
For real, man. I was actually surprised he called me. Actually, speaking of like my buddy James, my girlfriend's best friend Courtney put my name out there with him because she'd met him, I think, at another event and gave him my name. And then he called me. I was like super surprised. He said, hey, man, I like your work. I was like, but look at your work. But he's like, yeah. He's like, do you want to be one of our editors? I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. That's so sick. And that was probably one of the best things that ever happened too, man. I love that event. I love those people. Even like working next to Lewis. I don't know if you know Lewis Marshall. He's the like English guy on our team too.
So I'm like, how it's kind of like, now that we have this podcast and that kind of stuff. Like,
yes.
I'm finally like meeting people and having like extended conversations as opposed to just being like, oh yeah, Lewis, Instagram handles this, and have that association. Yeah. No, I actually know the person. That's like the whole
like that's super exciting, man. Like, I'm glad you started this, by the way. This thing is brilliant. Like, I'm being able to seeing everyone you interview and stuff, but like those guys make that event so awesome. And the other like Taylor Jordan, all these other dudes, like those guys in the room are super cool. Now that I've been with them like 3 times now, we're getting a little bit closer and getting more comfortable. But
what stands out about it? Like, what makes it special? What makes it like something that you're looking forward to each time?
man, it's like it's being man. It's just let me see if I can use words here.
Do you want me to filibuster? This is where I can answer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean, because Wadapalooza down in Miami, I went there this year. Great beach, new location 2 years ago. So this is the second time at that location. Love that location. First time I walked past the Clevelander, that's an experience. Do you still need me to keep going here? Or are you good?
No. No. Like, working with those guys. That event, I've never been on the beach filming before, so that was like that. That was awesome. But those dudes, you could tell they come from other cool backgrounds, and like us, like Steven films like rock bands and stuff. You know what I mean? He's best friends with the guy from All Time Low, and that type of dynamic. And then Lewis is just English. He's fucking hilarious, dude. That guy's he's the happiest dude I've ever met in my entire life, man. I could be around him 24/7. And you get the other guys that are like, some of them are even police officers, like Ashley, like just come from super cool backgrounds. So you can tell these guys have been through shit in their lives, and everything's just like, hey man, I'm here to have a great time. And that's what I think a lot of us are there for. Like, I deal with shit outside of this. Here it's just, let's just have a fucking awesome time. And I think that's what everyone collectively wants to do there. So that's what makes it awesome.
Yeah, so it's like an escape for people. It's like, hey,
it is, man. You're like, hey,
you get on that plane, you head down to Miami, and then it's like, I get to be around all of the other nerds that are just like me, that love just going down and like filming things or taking photos and just creating all these things. That's what that environment's all about. That's what us as like, if you want to, I hate the word community because everyone overuses us as a community. I'm still going to use it, whatever.
Use it.
That type of idea, right? It's like we're all there. We all know what each other's going through as far as like how much we're going to work, how these days are long, the fact that, if I need an SD card, I can borrow it from someone. I'll throw them a battery, like that kind of stuff. And we're all there, like that camaraderie, like that exists amongst athletes also exists amongst media people, which is cool.
Yeah, very cool, man. Especially I'm only there to edit. So I'm like in a room a lot of the time. Like you and them out there, they're shooting.
In that room, or is it just like a very dark room? Like you're just like.
It's been different. It's been different every time. Like this one, we were in like a portable building, which was cool. It was air conditioned. It was lit. AC went out one time. No big deal. We were editing shirtless, but I mean, it was pretty rad. Like, but they're out there in the sun all day for like the 4 days, and I'm in a room a whole lot editing. I that's what I got hired to do. Like that's my job. But I feel bad. Like I want to be out there in the shit with them too, getting my ass kicked in the sun as well. But that's not what they brought me on for. So I'm like watching them come in, fucking sunburned, sweating and shit. But then they're like, dude, check this shit out. I just got out there, and you're like, oh. You know what I mean? So it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. When people come in and hand stuff to you, like, do you share? Because it sounds like you do. Like you share the excitement with them of like a really cool shot. Like
yeah, like. Because Steven, when we're sitting there at the desk next to each other, like, hey man, anybody have any one hitters? Like, oh dude, I just got this. And you're like, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Give it to me. Because they dump all their cards to me, right? And that's that's the game. I'm like in the middle of an edit in the zone, and they're like, hey, do you have time to take this media? I'm like, holy shit, man. But that's what I got to do. And I'm like, dude, I was so zoned in just now. But
how's that setup then? So they're coming back. I'm assuming so. Like the person who actually filmed or took the photo is the individual that is handing you the SD card.
Yeah. So they have their own photo team. They do their own photos. I'm just for the video. So they'll come in. Okay. They'll dump their car with me. Like, hey, this was Elite Team 1, and then we have a whole system that Steven showed us where I've got obviously every individual person's name, and the file name is like super long, but it's like Friday, Sony camera, this event, this person who shot it. So we've got it all organized. But yeah, it's just like dumping and going. They'll leave me a card. If they get an extra one, they'll fuck off, go back out, and then I'll put their card back in their workstation. And then I just get back to trying to edit 3 things at once.
Yeah. So how do you manage your priorities then? So like someone comes in, Steven's like, hey, we got a quick one hitter. Is that communication between you and him? Like, okay, now this is priority. Like, how do you manage that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing a lot of stuff on the fly.
Yeah. Which I'm finally kind of getting down after like the third time. But so I have like a bunch of timelines open. And then if it comes like, hey, we need this right now, I'm like, cool, man, just a separate timeline with a one hitter, boom, pull the footage in, put it in their folder real quick, rail that out, which hopefully only takes like 5 minutes to get like a good one hitter. That's what Waza is all about. Like they don't really care about hype reels. Not the event, the people. You know what I mean? Like you see, I spend 3 hours making this sweet ass reel that I think is cool. That might get like 30,000 views, which it's not about what we fucking like. It's about them. So, and then you got somebody hitting a huge snatch and it's like 1.4 million. And I think it dawned on us like, hey, this is what we're going to make our priorities because this is what everybody likes. They like to see cool shit. One, like something that pays off quickly. But yeah, that's how I juggle it, man. He'll bring it in, boom, I'll deviate, hit that real fast, upload it to a folder, Sasha and him approve it, sick, and they post it.
Awesome.
And then get back to my other work.
What's the level of like polish to a little bit more raw and like that kind of balance? Because I think that's what everyone always struggles with is how much does speed matter over perfectly produced? So like speed and being like good versus let's take a little bit longer, but it's going to be like banger status.
Yeah. I think I'd seen you going over this, man, because like obviously at these events we don't have time to sit here and super polish something, right? But for like Waza as an example, polish would be like it's good colors, like the colors look good, it's vibrant, you know, it's sunny, and then making sure the background, you know, they're real big on what's happening in the background, like crowds. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. Other than that, it's not like super picky about what's going on, so to speak, in the shot. But we do a whole weekend recap, which is what I'm kind of working on throughout the entire weekend. And that's more polished and cinematic with a nice, like, you know, nice jam, ambient, good cinema music in the back. That's what I'll spend time on.
Yeah.
Throughout the weekend.
No.
But other than that, yeah, pretty much.
Those are more or less questions for me, to be honest with you. But if someone else finds that useful, by all means, that was me being selfish on my own podcast.
I love it. Yeah, it's like Desert Man, I'm up all night with those. You know that, like, we're all up all night. Those I will polish.
Yeah, sitting in the Roxy?
Yeah.
Roxy Hotel.
Till 2 a.m. in the waiting room or
energy drink to your right, headphones on, potentially a meal from some local spot.
Chick-fil-A.
Slightly bent over. You know, I've noticed that like the posture sometimes.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
I think that's like the biggest struggle that at least I face sometimes is like typically I'm not on the media team of the event, right? Desert City is obviously a different story, but for the most part, I'm not on the media team. So like I have this like battle of like, how can I beat the media team? How can I be before them?
Dude, I love it.
Sometimes, you know, just for fun, like I wouldn't recommend because you can drive yourself nuts, but there's just like little moments where I might be first, right? But then I see the polished version, then I have, you know, I'm like, what am I doing? Why didn't I just polish that a little bit more? Like, why did I try to be first? I think there's a healthy balance with both, and I don't think there's a correct strategy. I think both strategies are smart, you know?
Yeah, I love it, man. If you could come in more often in the room and just talk shit too, I would be more welcoming too. I would love it. That's 48 hours of me at work. It's just us shitting on each other the whole time. So if you want to peek your head in and be like, yeah, it looks like dog shit, and then
listen, I can come in and be a vibes guy. That's what I would equate it to is like on the golf course, I suck at golf. I am the worst. Like if I get invited to like a group golf event, like I'm going to have a good time and be the good vibes guy and be the cart guy. Like I'm going to make sure everyone has fun. We will spend an aggressive amount of time chasing my ball to the point where I will bring like an entire pack of just like those big Kirkland balls, you know, like just that big, like just to make sure that we keep the pace of play up.
Yeah.
Funny story real quick is I was on a bachelor party. It was the first time I ever golfed before in my entire life on a bachelor party. Probably not the best idea, but that was like, you know, the activity. So I was like in the last group because, you know, obviously going to be the slowest guy. I had all of the guys that were in the group leave like practice balls or like different balls at the hole before I started. So at the tee box, right? So I'd walk up and I get all these like range balls, and then I like, I'd hit one, it would go far left. I get another one, boom. And then we'd keep going. And it was like, it's the most fun I ever had. Like, it was great. The ability level was not great, but
yeah.
So don't play golf with me, is what I'm saying.
But yeah, dude, I think I would like to play golf. I would be the same thing too, man. We're hitting them far off. You're like, well, I brought extras. We don't even fucking go get that stuff, but I'll do whatever, man. Like you have a good time. That's pretty much that's it, man. Just have a damn good time.
Yeah, but I'm down a little poke my head in, especially if you guys got air conditioning. I'll just like kind of like poke in, say something real quick, and then peace out. I mean, I think me and you and Anthony were kind of doing that anyways. Like, before the event started, we were doing a little chitter chatter.
Dude, I think I thrive on it though. I mean, like you said, I don't even like I don't know where you come from as a background. Like, I don't know if you had something different before this too, like another job completely separate from this, or what you did.
I was in cold call sales, so we used to have the phrase "smile and dial," and it led to my caffeine addiction. So, yeah, I've been through a couple jobs like that actually. So,
got you. So yeah, it's like it's cool to see where people come from, but like the dynamic. I think I thrive around people that are like that are assholes in an awesome way. You know what I mean? Come from like Anthony's, Anthony's military, like Tega's military, all these guys that you're like, dude, we thrive on shit talking. You know what I mean? So like, that's where I'm the most comfortable too, man. Like that's where I am.
Yeah. Anthony will
come in, man.
Anthony will chirp me in my DMs every once in a while. I'm like,
you're like, yeah, cool. I appreciate people telling me my work is awesome. Like, dude, that's awesome. But you can definitely, do the complete opposite too, man. I'm all for it, man.
Yeah. Who do you rely for on feedback? Like, do you have like certain people that you look to, or like, what would you tell someone that is kind of just posting their stuff out there and like, all my friends just tell me I'm doing really good? Like,
my girlfriend, for the most part, she sees everything usually before I post it, and she'll tell me like, "Hey, is this cool?" She goes, "Yeah, that's cool." I'm like, "Yeah, why'd you say it like that?" Like, I thought it was awesome. Like, yeah, your voice went up when you said it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, so what can I do differently? You know what I mean? I don't take offense to any of that, man. If someone's got some shit they can give me that can make it better, all day long, dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, so what did you not like? What could be cooler, whatever? And that's kind of, she's the starting, if I'm home for the most part, but I'll ring it by everybody. I'm like, hey man, is this like dope? Like, would you watch it? I know we're creators, but she's not a creator for the most part. So like, hey, from an outside's perspective, would you watch this? Which
is important, because a lot of the times we're posting stuff out to the world.
Yeah.
And they're having their commentary or their thoughts or whatever, their evaluation. So that's actually a really good insight, I think. Because we've like in previous episodes and stuff like that, like we've talked about, have like a mentor and things like that. Like, that stuff's obviously important, but something that might be lost in that is to have wife, fiance, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband. I don't know why I'm naming all these things, but all of those, I like go down through this whole list, dog. Just having like an outsider perspective that maybe is not someone in media, right? That is just consuming media, that can give you an idea of like, hey, does this really like make sense? Like, did you get this? Cause like, I just spent, 3 hours making this transition thing that like is really cool. Like, does that actually move the needle for you? So,
you're like, I didn't even really notice it. You're like, cool, man. Then I know I don't need to, I don't need to die on that hill making cool transitions, dude. Like, I've gone away from that too. Bennett, maybe I'm sure you know Bennett Looper. He made a pretty good point that I saw the other day. It was like, yeah, a lot of us are doing cool shit, and other creators think it's cool. You're like, not the people that really watching it. Like, oh, I may think that's badass, and I put it in my video, and everyone's like, just passes right over it. So like, what am I putting all that work in for? So yeah, I think so too. So it's like, you know what?
What is the future? What's next? What does the future have for you here?
Oh, fuck, man, I keep thinking about that a lot right now. I was about to go out and start filming shit just in my car. You know what I mean? I wanted to. I like funny, dumb shit too, but also wanting to tell a story in a sense. So I'm trying to push a little bit of that. I just haven't fucking done it in my car. I'm still stuck under editing right now. But
your abundance of spare time that you have, so
yeah, I'm trying to make myself have some more spare time.
Good,
but like I'm doing like shooting for a concrete company right now. They're like importing concrete and building a high school down the road, man, which is super cool. Like, I shot that at like 3 a.m. until like 8 a.m, dude. And I loved it. It was different. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of dudes out there working their ass off, something I would never want to do when it's 30 degrees outside. Like, you know what I mean? Like my job can be hard for a couple hours at a time. These guys are out there getting their asses kicked morning, evening. And it's super cool to get that. Like those guys, like they're in the shit, man.
Yeah.
I don't really know exactly. I'm just trying to shoot anything and everything that I can to see what starts to pique my interest. Like I love photography too. I don't post a whole lot of that on that channel at all, but like photography is kind of where I started. I love it, but doing that as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll be on the lookout for all that kind of stuff for sure.
Yeah, I think I just need to post more, man. Like I don't know if you're in the same boat. You're like, this looks stupid. I don't think anybody would like it. And then
I think it, like we were talking about, like that idea of like good enough to where it's like entertaining for people, but me being a perfectionist. I mean, you could sit here all day and tinker, right? And like do little things that, to your point, like we're gonna notice, but the outside audience might not notice, right? So
yeah. I guess a good example of that too is I mentioned it. I bought a Osmo Pocket 3 and the tilted Alien Hydra arm that goes on the back of my car. Simple setup, was cheaper, and I started getting motorcycle rollers with my friend Jackie, and I just started using TikTok for the most part, and I'd put just a roller of them going down the highway, man, of them cruising, and anybody on a motorcycle fell in love with it immediately. It was super simple. I was trying to overcomplicate it and make it cool. And it was just, you know what? I'm just going to post a cool roller with music in the background. And they're like, hey, man, can I get those? You're like, you sure shit can? And it was just no editing, man. I was like, I stopped worrying about all that shit so much. But people started to like that shit too. You're like, yeah, we've been overthinking it the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, case in point, I'm sitting here with this really nice microphone, and I just looked over and I realized that my MacBook microphone is turned on. So, it's what we do. It's what we do. My pre-production checklist, apparently I'd missed that step. So,
so right now it just looks cool. You're not even using it?
Yeah, this looks cool. It's not really doing anything. Aesthetically, right? Looks awesome. Like, looks like I'm professional, right?
It looks damn good, man. I was trying to see what's on your shelves too. It looks nice. I don't know what you got going on. A vest back there that probably. Do you even use that vest in the bag?
Do I even use the what?
The weight vest? Is that even like? Is that just?
Yeah. Well, it's about to be busted out. So I got this one. That was my OG one, and then this one is the 511 one. Sponsored Desert City. Shout out. So I'll use that one for like Murph that's coming up. And that kind of thing. So we do a lot of things at the gym where it's like kind of like a build up to Murph. So like last week we did like push-ups. The workout was literally push-ups and sit-ups, and like just doing that volume. So like I'll incorporate that all the time now, just to get the volume going. Dude,
I forgot Murph is next month.
Yeah.
Cool thing
make like a recap video of just all of our, because we have a ton of members, but you don't see all the members like throughout like the day, right? Because you know how it is. Like it's like the 5:30 a.m. class like only hangs out with the 5:30 a.m. class. If you go to the 5:30 p.m., you're like, I didn't even know these people even go to our gym. So we try to make like a highlighty type video. And each year I've kind of like revved it up a little bit more. So like the first year was kind of just me like really figuring out things. Last year we had Chris Knoll, Chris, fly around the drone, which was cool. So I don't know what we're going to do this year. I have to think about that, but we'll do something fun. But yeah, all this stuff is used. I mean, there's a bunch of like that's a teleprompter right there. And then these are just kind of storage. And then, the boxing gloves, funny story. Sav actually is doing a lot of like nesting for like the house. So she was like, hey, you want to get rid of these boxing gloves? I'm like, no, let's put them in the office. It could be a nice little like thing. I probably went to title boxing for about 9 months, and that's why I have these.
Nice.
So each one of these things have like a weird story. I mean, these are all like the press passes and things like that. Humble brag. All that kind of fun stuff. But I keep like changing stuff. And obviously I'm on 2.8 right now, so you're probably not even gonna see.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell though, but I mean, that's still pretty awesome though.
Yeah. Cool. All right, brother. Well, this was nice. This is
Dude, yeah.
This is like the kind of stuff that we typically do whenever we're in person anyways, but it's just,
Yeah, I think I've never actually had to sit down and talk. Well, going back to Murph, though, the first time I ever did a Murph at work at the station, as soon as we finished that last mile, we got a house fire and had to make the roof and cut a hole in the roof. I don't know if you know what that entails. So there's a fire inside. You got guys inside, right? Like they're inside fighting fire. Whole bunch of smoke inside the house, and it's pretty much blacked out. You can't see shit. But as soon as we got done with the Murph, we got hit for a house fire, and we go over there and we take the roof, we take a chainsaw, and we cut a big ass rectangle in the roof to let all the smoke out, and that's what we did right after fucking Murph. But I mean, it was a pain in the ass, but it was awesome. But first Murph at work, boom, got a house fire, super sick.
Jeez.
Crazy. Yeah. Anyways,
cool.
Yeah,
we're not gonna do the Midwest goodbye thing where we have this like 5 minutes of goodbye and then we bring up something.
Yeah.
Unless you want to, we can kind of leave the door open.
Dude,
I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. What are you doing today? What are you up to? We probably should.
Working out at 3:30, and we have game night with our friends tonight, dude. We started that recently, and it's been pretty badass. Like,
what's the game of choice?
Man, I don't even know. They keep mentioning stuff. The group chat's blowing up right now. I don't know what the game was, but it was. I missed the last one, which is unfortunate because I was on duty. But we've been playing this out for like every couple of months now, starting like 3 months ago, and it's super badass time. Like,
are you a good loser? Like, do you handle that well? Do you not lose at all? I mean, that could be a thing.
No, I'm really good at losing. But I mean, I give a shit if I lose. It got competitive last time, man. We were kind of yelling at each other, which was I thrive on that shit. We already talked about that, dude. I'm a big fan of talking shit, but I can lose, no problem.
Okay, there we go.
Every time I work out with James, I'm losing.
I lost this morning, so and I lost with the microphone, so 2 losses. However, this conversation was a win, so thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right,
dude.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Capture the Reps podcast. If you're a fitness creative and you found this episode helpful, please share this with a fellow creative and keep creating, keep learning, and keep capturing those reps. We'll see you next time.